Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby. We've got the fan forum again, right? Because we've got two finals. We've got the URC final, we've got the Prem final, and then we had to talk to Aiden because we've obviously been running this little segment of the Super Rugby, and I wanted to get the joy of having Jake on here as well, as Aiden cries a bit. So before we speak to Aiden, right, Jake, you know where we're starting this off. How's that fitness journey going?
Yeah. It stagnated a little bit. I can't seem to get under.
It's never started. It can't stagnate. You've only said you've trained once. It's not stagnating. You're just doing nothing.
I can't get under 94 kilograms, which is I'm a bit stuck now. But I ran 5k yesterday, 6k the day before, so I think that's good enough.
How many burgers did you slaughter between those two runs?
No, I had one big pizza, which is bad, but I've been on my ready
It's
meal
always
diet.
the case.
Dude,
I swear this guy has takeout 4 to 5 times a week.
No,
twice between runs.
The ready meals might be unhealthy, but they're low calorie, so it works.
Fine. Aiden, let's go to you. How you been doing, my man? You bragged about your lovely little Moana jersey. And on the bright side, you can wear it now, seeing that you don't have a team to support anymore.
Yeah. I'm not even sure I want to be here today, guys. Honestly, I'm so sick of losing to the Brumbies. If you are a Hurricanes fan like myself, Canberra is a graveyard for some reason for us, and I don't think I've been that worked up about a game of rugby in quite some time. So I'm still recovering. If you do follow me down here, and I'll make sure you obviously follow those guys if you don't, you'll notice I have been absent since
Bro, he's offering you a used tissue.
For your tears.
I'm just over it right now. I'm still recovering. I don't think I've been this upset about a rugby game in a long time, and I think I'm just going to get bullied in this little segment we've got going on. So enjoy. I'll be back at some point.
Well, we'll start off with the Super Rugby because we've obviously got the semi-finals now. We've got the semi-finals for the Super Rugby. Then we'll go over to the URC, and then we'll finish off with the Prem, the two games that has the final this weekend. So, Aiden, I'll let you off a bit because I just more so want to focus on the semi-finals. We want to talk about the teams that still matter in the competition. But before we go into that, Jake, I want to hear your thoughts on the structure of the Super Rugby in terms of that lucky loser type structure that they've got out there. I think it's great. I actually thoroughly enjoy it. What I don't like is the fact that the Chiefs lost the game, but they still get the home playoff in the semi-final. They should have lost that privilege as well to kind of like drop to the bottom. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I thought it's actually quite interesting. Like the way sort of you lose, you lose the home advantage in the final. So not too bad, but I still think it's pretty easier just in general to do the classic top 6 way that most teams do it, most leagues do it. But yeah, it's all right actually. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Well, they usually do top 8, right? And then you have your quarterfinals, semi-finals, final. But I like the top 6 because it's different. So you want to change the game a bit, but you're not changing rules or anything like that. So you've got your top 6. The 3 winners go through, and then the team that placed the highest in the league, so you get a bit of a reward for placing top, you get another chance. Imagine if Ireland had that in a quarterfinal of a Rugby World Cup. They'd be loving that. Need that one.
I think I agree. I think 6 is the right amount of teams to qualify because having 8 in an 11-team comp is too many. So 6 is good. It cuts the competition in half. I think so. The way it works with the lucky loser, the Chiefs lose the finals because it's not that they keep the home semi and lose the final. It's the fact that you get knocked down one position if you lose. So since the Chiefs lost, they are now 2nd seed. But if the Crusaders lost and say the Chiefs won, the Crusaders would go to 3rd seed, and then likewise if the Brumbies lost, and
I would have just dropped them to the bottom. I think
I agree. I think that's probably a better format. I think, it's finals rugby. If you lose, you're lucky to be there anyways. You get the extra life. That's what you've earned. So I think you should not get the home finals. But personally, I think it would just be better to do number 1 and 2 qualify straight to the semis, and positions 3 through 6 play a knockout game to see who goes to the semis.
Kind of like they do in the IPL with the cricket, or what they used to do.
It's what the top 14 does.
Yeah, I just think that it makes more sense, and that way, you finish top 2, you get a fast pass to the semis, and then the rest of the top 6 battle it out to see who joins them.
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, let's talk about the games. We're starting off with our Friday morning coffee, as always, with a banger. Crusaders versus the Blues. And you heard Rico say it yourself. Aiden has been so hyped up talking about how shit the Blues are. But now he's here, and he's seeing the Blues in the semi-finals. And Aiden, I told you, if you give these guys a sniff, they're going to take it. They're going to qualify, and they're going to beat whoever's in front of them, and they're going to do it. Defending champions don't go out in the group stages. Now they find themselves in the semi-final. Do you put it past them to upset the Crusaders at home?
Look, first of all, I hate the Blues. If you watch our Super Rugby recaps every week, I despise the Blues, and it pains me to see them in this position. A, I'm pissed off at the Chiefs for losing to them at home and stealing that lucky loser spot, and B, I'm pissed off that the Blues scraped into the top 6 and are now in a semi-final, and my team's gone home. So that aggravates me. And the annoying thing is this Blues team, when they're on form, could probably beat every team in the competition. And I hate them for it. I absolutely hate them for it. Now, look, they're going up against the Crusaders who, well, they haven't lost a home game in 30 tests, in 30 games, which is a crazy stat for knockout rugby. And, they looked brilliant against the Reds when they played. But I just see this Blues team being assholes and, somehow winning the game.
I'm telling you now, they will win this game.
Yeah,
the Blues are winning this game.
It was very, very close in their last game against each other, which was in Christchurch. Obviously,
am I not right in saying, though, that even when the Crusaders had a bad year last year, the Blues still struggles to beat the Crusaders? It's their bogey team.
Yeah, but also the Blues, when they were dreadful this year, only lost to a penalty kick by James O'Connor in extra time in Christchurch this year.
The Blues really struggled this season, Jake, and I'm not sure if you noticed, but they beat the Hurricanes twice.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's basically the only reason they're here.
There's been no joy for Aiden at all.
I will exit. You don't need me here for this. You can just repeat this between yourselves. This could have been a private conversation.
Did you not want to talk about at all what the actual, the games last week and how they went? What do you think about the Crusaders Reds? Did you watch that?
Crusaders too clean, really. I was disappointed with how the Reds played. At least my only saving grace is that was his dark horse pick, but my dark horse pick didn't even make the top 6, so I did that bad as well. So, yeah, Will Jordan was back. Makes a huge difference. They missed him in the last couple of weeks. They just look good. The Crusaders are just that team that you know what to expect from them, and they're going to put on the same sort of performance every week. Whereas a team like the Blues, if they're on, but they could be rubbish. And they have been sort of 50-50 this year.
The Crusaders game from last week just felt like the one team has been there and done it before, and the other team just hasn't. That's basically what it boils down to. The Crusaders looked calm, posed, collected, just smashed them in the end. But as I mentioned, I've got the Blues taking this one. I've just got a sneaky suspicion that they'll actually get it done again. It's going to be like one of these cases, right? And if they play against the Chiefs again, right, in the final, if the Chiefs go past the Brumbies, the Blues are winning it. I'm telling you now, after this shitty season that they had, they'll actually go and win it.
I would hate that. But On to the other semi-final, as it's equally important, obviously. I'm now fully supporting all my effort into the Brumbies. I hate them for beating us all the time, and they're our bogey team, but I can respect them. And I'm so pissed off that the Chiefs lost by 1 point in that game. I mean, that has just really messed me up that the Chiefs lost at home to the Blues.
How many tackles did the Blues have to make in the final 20 minutes?
Yeah. How did they cock that up? They had the game. There was like 2 minutes left, and they just need to get a line out, and they threw it not straight. And then they gave away a penalty, and then, anyway.
What a game, though. What a game that was, by the way.
Brilliant game of rugby. Yeah, obviously I've just disliked one team more than the others.
Those two messed up tries in the first half. Was it Rasmer and then Barrett, like for each team? Oh, that would have been great. Such a shame.
But I'd just love to see an Aussie team, especially the Brumbies, who have been there and done that for so many years. They've been in the finals talk. They've been in, quarters and semis. They haven't quite made it to a final, and they are deserving because they've been a really good team this year. I didn't think they were better against Hurricanes. I will be honest.
Mate, if the Brumbies played the Hurricanes every finals game, they'd be winning. They'd be winning a trophy.
Yeah, and if Nick Berry was the ref every time, they would win every game as well. I don't want to go into that because, anyways. But I really want the Brumbies to beat the Chiefs. And if the Blues beat the Crusaders and the Brumbies beat the Chiefs, which would both be upsets, the final would be in Canberra. And the Brumbies are tough to beat in Canberra. And I think Super Rugby, now that my team's out of it, Super Rugby could use an Australian win.
I've been saying that all season, and he was not entertaining that at all.
Yeah, of course. I have a team to support. That's like you saying, do you know what? Argentina should win the rugby
You've got a team to support, but you're buying a different team's jersey.
Nah,
because it's a cool jersey.
You know what one you need? You only need this one, Aiden. Buy this team's jersey.
That is awful.
It is awful.
You take that. This is beautiful.
That's terrible.
Like the All Blacks. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, obviously it would be brilliant for the competition for an Aussie team to win. And as I said, the Brumbies are the most deserving Australian team. They have been for ages. They've been consistent all year. They were clearly number 3, and they were fighting for that top spot in the round robin phases. So I think they thoroughly deserve it. And if they perform away from home, they could upset the Chiefs. It'd be very tough, as the Brumbies don't tend to travel quite as well as they do when they obviously play.
You don't expect the Chiefs to lose 2 games in a row at home.
Yeah, but they deserve it after losing to the Blues. You know what? I hope they lose.
Well, the Brumbies were very impressive, right? Because the Hurricanes, they built up this kind of... How much was the winning streak? Like 7?
6.
Yeah, but did you kind of feel that this could be on the end of the winning streak? If you look at the, let's say, latest 2 performances, which wasn't necessarily the best, Aiden?
That game... Have you seen the stats for that? We led every single stat for that game. Obviously, we also led penalties by like 8, which was ridiculous. But we led tackles made, tackle success rate, line breaks, offloads, try scoring opportunities. We led every single stat and we lost the game. It was so horrific to watch. As a
counter-attack. That's the thing. You see this all the time. You had it in France versus Ireland in the Six Nations, where Ireland just dominated the game for the first, let's say, 20 minutes. And then France gets 1 sniff and they just take it. Because you're so focused on getting your points finally that the other team just counterattacks you.
But it wasn't even like counterattack. It was efficiency of attack is the difference. So we visited the opposition 22 like 15 times in that game. And we scored, we scored 28 points. The Brumbies visited which is 5 tries or whatever it was. The Brumbies visited the Hurricanes 22 5 times and scored every single time. That was the difference in the game. And, that's efficiency, and that's something that's really good when you come to finals rugby because you don't get as many opportunities to score. So the fact that they took every single opportunity inside the Hurricanes 22 is a massive bonus for them.
Yeah, that's the difference between the good teams and the bad teams.
Oh, bro, I will leave. I will leave.
Jake, let's come to you, right? Because you've been sitting there quiet for a minute, and I don't like it. I don't like it when Jake starts getting quiet. Yeah, because he's just like building up a bit of tension there. What's your thoughts on the second semi-final? Chiefs versus the Brumbies. Which way do you have this one going?
I really want to say the Brumbies because, like Aiden, I want to see and yourself, I want to see an Aussie team do well in Super Rugby and go on and win it. But I just think once the Brumbies come up against serious New Zealand teams, they usually crumble. So I think away in where is it, Hamilton, I think they'll lose.
Aiden, how would you feel if the Chiefs put a beating on the Brumbies?
I would be annoyed. I would still be annoyed. Like, I don't even know what you want me to say. You're obviously just setting me up for failure here. Okay,
fine. We'll get off your case. I agree that
I want to say I think the Sages will beat the Blues pretty comfortably as well. You didn't ask me, so I'm going to say.
You going with the Crusaders?
Yeah, I'm going with the Crusaders at home.
Comfortably.
Yeah. 15
I
points.
wouldn't be surprised if the Crusaders win. I just got a sneaky feeling that the Blues will pull this one out of the bag. Because they deserve to win it, just because of how good their admin has been on social media. I've loved every second of it. It's been sensational. So I'm backing the Blues, and I'll be supporting the Brumbies. I agree with Aiden that I think it's about time that one of the Aussie teams pull it through. I think this is the first time ever that the whole world might be supporting an Aussie team, because they're usually the cocky shit talkers. But now, at this point, we all just feel bad for them. We want them to smash the British and Irish Lions. So we're going to be supporting the Brumbies, getting some momentum going here. Before we end off with the Super Rugby, I've got a question, especially to you, Aiden. I don't agree with this at all. I heard some rumors that Joe Schmidt's looking at making, Jake Gordon the captain of the Wallabies team. And in my mind, he's like third or fourth choice. Harry Wilson has been great. There's no reason for it. What is going on there? Now, I'm not sure how true this is, but I've seen it on Twitter from guys that usually post very reliable stuff that's a discussion being held. Would you be? What's your thoughts on that?
I'm not even sure he's in my 23 for the starting.
He's not in mine.
Why would you not just if you're going to captain someone like that? Why would you not just captain Tate McDermott?
Because he might not start. I'm a big Tate McDermott fan, but I've seen a lot of people criticising his performance on that game against the Crusaders.
That's one game. He's been great this season.
Yeah, that's the thing that annoys me. Like, people see this one game. Like, he's been ridiculously good all season. The second best halfback in the comp, comfortably this season, I think.
Yeah.
Why would you captain Jake Gordon? I don't know why you'd get rid of Harry Wilson as captain. He's been good, like really good.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe they're thinking, okay, we're going to drop Harry Wilson because he's been injured, and we're going to take Carlo Desana.
But also a Waratahs player. Like, why wouldn't you pick a player that's in a team that's in the finals or made it to the finals?
Captain Huali.
Bro's, again, I got to keep reminding myself, it's like 21. No chance.
Anyway.
Yeah, I would just go with the captain. Keep it at Harry Wilson. He's absolutely brilliant. If he's fit, he has to play. Him or even like Fraser McWright could be a good captain.
Rob Valentini would also be another good captain.
Alan Alatua could even be. I mean, that guy's got experience oozing out of him. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it, because I was like, well, Tate McDermott, Nick White, and even is it Longerin from Lonergan from the Brumbies? All three of them I'd pick above Jake Gordon. I don't think Jake Gordon's a bad player at all. Don't get me wrong. I just think those three are better. Just my opinion. Anyway, we'll let you rest, Aiden. We'll speak about the URC now, because we've got a massive one. The final for the silverware, for all the marbles. It's guaranteed to be a team that hasn't won the URC before. Leinster versus the Bulls at Viva. Jake, what's your initial thoughts on hearing that one?
Yeah, I think it's the final most.
It's not at the Viva. Apologies. I think it's at Croke. Yeah,
I think it's the final that most neutrals would want to see from that league. I mean, they've been the two best teams all year round. Probably the two teams with the most power. Is that fair to say as well? So it's going to be interesting to watch. And Yeah, I hope the Bulls push them because Leinster can easily lose to them. We've seen that against Northampton, and the Bulls are quite level, I think. But if Leinster get into their stride and the Bulls are slightly off it, they could put them like 20 points on them. So I hope the Bulls really turn up. It's a away game for them.
Well, it's going to be a very, very interesting battle, especially when it comes down to the physicality. I think overall, Leinster's physicality has been brilliant. You look at that performance that they put up against Glasgow, you could say last weekend and in the Champions Cup, like they just steamrolled them physically. But I don't know if you got an eye on their game against the Sharks, the Bulls against the Sharks last weekend. Did you see what happened to the Springbok scrum? Oxenche, Bungimanami, and Vincent Koch. Bro, they found their necks inside the asshole at scrum time. Like, I'm not even joking. They started a scrum from nearly the 10-meter line inside the 22 and got scrummed out of their own 22. That is ridiculous. It looked like mole. Bro, it is ridiculous. And if it's going to be Volko Low going up against, Tide Furlong might play. It's going to be like a... Hey?
Did he start last week? I can't remember. Sorry, against Glasgow.
Volko Low, yeah. Volko Low.
No. Furlong.
I'm not too sure.
I don't think he did. I can't remember who did.
Well, Andrew Porter might start, and Andrew Porter's going up against Volko Low. Yeah. To be fair, and as we've mentioned this before, Andrew Porter is not the best scrummager. For Leinster, it's going to be get that ball out, get the ball out of the scrum immediately.
Yes,
but then on the other end, I'm just like, that Leinster structure, whether it's defensively or attacking wise, it just looks so solid this entire season. They've lost like 2 games, fine, against Saints. They had a slip up, and they sent a B team to like the Bulls previously, and they lost at Loftus. But now it's going to be full strength. It feels like a different Leinster team. It feels like a team that's not writing off the URC. They know everything.
Are they starting Geordie Barrett this time?
Most likely, yeah. Because they're already missing Gary Ringrose. So they need that experience and a guy that's performed at centre.
Yeah, I mean, surely they couldn't make that mistake twice in the same season.
No. They'll probably go with Jamie Osborne at 13, who's been great since he slotted in there. And then Robbie Inch on the bench.
It's a must-win for Leinster, right? Like, you got to think this team of Irish internationals has not won a trophy since, 2020? I can't even remember the last time.
Then wouldn't you say it's a must-win for the Bulls as well, who's been in 3 of the 4 finals?
Yeah, no, it is. But it's like, at least I don't think there's the same expectation on the Bulls as there is Leinster. Like, it's an Irish team that was number 1 in the world for 2.5 years, 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. And they're at a club level side. When they are on, they smoke the other teams. Like you said, they blitz past Glasgow twice, and they just look dominant throughout the year. To go from that to all of a sudden losing in finals is bizarre. Whereas the Bulls, the expectation is still high because obviously they've been there and done that. It's not like it's, a must-have or something that's just expected, that they should win. It's good if they do, and they've proved themselves time and time again. But they don't come into the season with the immediate expectation of we're the best team in the comp. We have to win.
Yeah, no, I get you. But for the Bulls, they've kind of set the standard of we don't care as much as the rest necessarily about the Champions Cup. We need to get that URC silverware. So they've beat Leinster before. They've beat Leinster in Ireland. They've beat Leinster in South Africa. I'm still going to back Leinster to get it done. I've said it from the start of the season. I feel like this is the year that they finally go and do it. But I would not be surprised at all if the Bulls just pull it off.
Who do you actually want to win?
You don't like the Bulls.
Don't ask me that. Like, I can't get myself to say the Bulls. Like, the rivalry is too big. And then they kind of knock off what the Stormers are holding above them. Because the Bulls have always been better than the Stormers or the Western Province. They've won Super Rugby. We never did that. But we got the URC and they don't. And now what can we say now? Right? Like, fuck the Bulls.
So you're going to say right here, I'm supporting Leinster.
No, I'm watching this game very drunk. and I'll be angry no matter the result.
I don't know how you watch every game.
Because I also enjoy, because obviously we get all the comments in here, right? I also enjoy holding like, well, the Irish haven't won any trophy since the South Africans came into the comps. I enjoy holding that one over them as well, right? Because it's the friendly banter. That's the thing that we're doing here. And whichever way it goes, I don't have that bragging right anymore. I don't have it over the South Africans. I don't have it over the Irish. So it's just like a lose-lose situation. Why couldn't there have been a lucky loser where the Stormers could have advanced? Why not?
Because they're rubbish. Anyway.
I'll literally boot you off.
I was going to say something and now I've forgotten. Aidan, you go.
How good is Jameson Gibson Park?
Like that pass, that assist he did, and he threw it past like 5 people and just it walks in under the post. That's crazy.
Dude, he is ridiculous. He's absolutely ridiculous. We've said it before. Like, I think DuPont overall is like the better player, but I just think as a 9, Gibson Park gives you everything. And I think this is going to be a saucy battle of the 9s. Like we saw it when we spoke about Roygaard versus Tate McDermott a couple of weeks ago, Aidan. I think we're in for another lovely little 9 battle where the 9s just run the game. Embrus Papier has been world class. I'm baffled that he's not in the Springbok setup because I think he's better than all of the 9s that's been picked. I know everyone loves Grant Williams. I reckon Embrus Papier is even better. He runs the show for the Bulls. Doesn't matter who the halfback pairing is. And the same goes for Jameson Gibson Park. That's going to be a very, very interesting battle. Dan Sheehan as well, right? Like that guy's a try-scoring machine. Holy shit.
Yeah. Dane Cole's 2.0, mate. Dane Cole's 2.0.
Yeah, but Malcolm Mark's still better, though. I'll take that.
Oh, we've lost the plot already.
Okay.
Do you think Leinster will sell out Croke Park, Agile?
I hope so. I think it's good for rugby. I like the fact the one win that I'll take from this is like the fact that it's a rivalry. There's a lot of shit talking between the two countries. There's a lot of shit talking between the two teams. It's a little hidden gem of a rivalry, these two. So I can't imagine that it won't have at least, let's say, 65, 70,000 people in. I hope it sells out. That would be magnificent. But if it's going to sell out, it's all just going to be Irish because we can't afford to fly today. Why are you laughing? It's the truth.
No, I know it's a long way to go.
Relatable.
Yeah, so in the end, we'll say the cliche thing of rugby is the winner on that one.
Rugby's a winner. Who do you think will actually win? What's your,
I actually think Leinster will win. I'll give you an answer on the other one, Jake. I hope the Bulls win. Just because it means that the trophy is in South Africa, like it will be good for our country. I hope the Bulls win regarding that. But I reckon Leinster gets it done. They've just looked too good this season. And to be fair to them, they do deserve it. You look at last week's performance, taking out defending champions like it's nothing.
Yeah.
I
agree.
If I didn't know a bunch of Irish TikTok creators, then I would comfortably say I hope Leinster win because I want to see Geordie Barrett get some reward for his time there. I think he's been brilliant. So I'll just say Leinster to win, and I hope they win just so Geordie comes back with some more experience to the All Blacks and back to Super Rugby, which would be brilliant.
Remember, this is also a Bulls team without probably their best player, Cameron Honeycomb, injured, out for the Champions Cup, Rugby Championship as well, probably, which is horrific. It's a thing of nightmares.
Sorry, what was the injury he did? Sorry, I missed.
His
I heard
knee.
he's injured.
His knee. So that's probably a while. Yeah, not the best thing.
Just going back, you know how Leinster just have this huge history of flopping and bottling trophies, and it's just really bad.
Well,
and Geordie Barrett still has to leave the Hurricanes to go Leinster and try and win a trophy. I think it just tells you everything about the Canes.
What?
At least next season they're getting a winner, Rika Ioane.
Double winner that'll be.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, I actually want to know what the Leinster guys think about that. Will they love him? Will they take the friendly banter, and just move on.
I don't think they'll be that fussed once it comes.
It's professional sport, you know. You say what you got to say to get people involved. Rico Ioane's good at selling tickets, so
Yeah. But his own team might be supporting the other team to smash him every time he touches the ball. Anyway, that's it for the URC. So it's all of us backing Leinster to get it done.
Yeah.
Except for me just hoping the Bulls get it done, but I'll be back. I'll back Leinster to actually win it this time. Okay, Jake, it's your time to shine. We've got a Prem final.
Yes.
We've got the two main men playing in the final. Andre Pollard versus Thomas du Toit. Very excited on that one. Representing South Africa. Jake, do you reckon Bath walks it? Or do you think that the Iceman could play a massive, massive role in this one?
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't know. I mean, the Iceman was the melted puddle last in the semi-final because he kicked about 2 out of 6. He was not great off the tee, but I mean,
Keeps it for the final.
Oh, I can't. It's going to be massive. It's absolutely massive. These two teams are like two of the most historic teams in England going up against each other. And yeah, you said there's some really big players. I think Bath will win, but yeah, it's going to be awesome.
How good was that Rod one try?
Oh, it's good, wasn't it? It just
it was sexy.
yeah.
No, it was good. It was good. Aiden, have you managed to watch a bit of Prem while you're on that side?
I watched the highlights of that the game last week. Was it the Leicester game last week? And I saw that. Yeah. I saw that red one try. That was I thought he overcooked it. He big time overcooked.
He did. You just heard his kicking boots weren't there.
Yeah, you could see his face. His
kicking boots retired after facing you guys in the World Cup, both of your teams.
Yeah, you could see his face when he kicked it. He's like, "Oh shit, I put way too much on there," but it was plucked out lovely. I can't say too much about it. You know, I haven't been following every game of the Premiership this year, but the games I have seen and the games I have watched have been really exciting. And I think, especially in the late half of the season, Leicester have really sort of come into their own. I think they probably struggled a little bit at the start, but you know the connections are working a lot better. And you saw it in the game against Sale, who again played really well in the latter half of the season. But as Jake has been saying, Bath have been brilliant throughout. So I don't really know who to pick because I haven't been watching enough.
Is this Michael Cheika's final game?
Yes.
Oh, he's going to get a proper send-off. I reckon Leicester Tigers pull it out of the bag.
Yeah, they also got Dan Cole and Ben Youngs for Love of Rugby.
Oh, there you go. Go. So, give another one to Andre Pollard.
Did you manage to watch the Bath Bristol semi-final highlights at all?
Not too closely. I love the hype that Ellis Genge put on it right before the game, though. Just a bit of shit talking. That's what we need in rugby. Part of the characters.
I'd ask you go watch the highlights, but the whole game is on YouTube. If you do find time, anyone watching it, just go watch that game. It was fucking unreal game. And
but that's a proper derby, right? Because Bristol and Bath, they're pretty close to each other.
Yeah. I found that out recently when I visited. They're right next to each other.
Yeah, they hate each other, and Bristol. It was such an unbelievable first half performance on Bristol. They were winning at half time. And some of the tries they scored, just the whole season, but in that game, it's just, oh man, what a game. Both of the semi-finals were really close and really entertaining games, I thought. And now we got the better two teams. Well, I don't know, I think Sale are a great team, but still two really big teams going against each other. Finn Russell v. Andre Pollard. I mean, what a matchup.
Question, Jay.
Another matchup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are Saracens?
Whoa.
He's trying to throw it back at you.
You can't go back weeks ago. That's done.
Aiden, joke's on you. Saracens been knocked out long ago.
You missed your opportunity to come on last week.
No, I know it's recent, but I'm just saying you can't throw shit when it's already sticking to you, mate. You can't throw a bunch of shade when your team's no better.
I think we won a trophy 24 months ago, mate. We won a trophy
24 months ago? Bro, I don't know what you won 24 months ago.
That's a nice way of saying more than 2 years ago.
It's under 2 years.
24 months ago. It's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, just there's not a Saracens podcast, but we just lost like 2 or 3 games so poorly, which we should have won. We could have a home semi if we won 3 easy games, but it doesn't matter. That's in the past now.
Yeah,
you're
right.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're gonna have an awesome final. Bath haven't won for 30
Who you
years,
backing,
29
Jay?
years. What's that?
Stop beating around the bush. Who are you backing?
I'm backing Bath.
Comfortably?
No, it's a final. I think it'll be within 10 points.
It's being played at Twickenham Stadium, right?
Sold out, and I'll be there. Matchday vlog.
Your team isn't even playing.
Huh?
Your team's not even playing.
Yeah, I'm going anyway. I went last year's. It was great.
You just go there as a neutral, just to watch rugby.
Yeah.
That's fair play.
Away for me.
That's fair play. Your favorite game that you anyway watched at Twickenham was Springboks versus the All Blacks. So
that was a good one, though. That was a good one.
Yeah. No, fair enough.
Do you remember that game?
I know you mentioned you haven't watched a lot of the Prem, but just on face value, are you also just backing Bath purely on form?
No, I just want to disagree with Jake. I want to back Leicester.
Yeah, there you go. The 2 outsiders. We're backing Leicester Tigers. They've done it before. They've got heritage in winning this thing.
There's more South Africans on Bath, though. Probably.
I don't care. How many South Africans are in Bath? Thomas du Toit? And
Van Veek, Kurtzy.
Oh
yeah. Jaco Kutsia.
And then for Leicester, you got
fucking white guy.
You got Liebenberg.
Isn't there's a scrum off that used to be with the Stormers that's also playing there.
What?
Tall guy. I just eat a blank on his surname.
For Bath?
Yeah, isn't it?
No, I can't think of anyone else.
Okay, fair enough. Is it only Andre Pollard that plays for the Tigers?
Liebenberg.
There you go. I'm backing Leicester Tigers. They cancel each other out. Leicester Tigers to get it done. Just nitty-gritty performance. Give me Leicester Tigers by 3 points in the end, breaking the Bath Hearts.
Are you going to actually watch the final, guys?
Is it on Sunday?
Saturday. It's right before the URC one.
Oh, yeah. Then I'll watch it.
Yeah.
Well, that's if we get the broadcast for it.
Yeah, I think it's on ITV here, so you can watch it for free. You don't need to.
Then I will watch it.
Okay, fair enough. Anyway, everyone, thank you for joining. Aiden, I know it was a tough one, but maybe next season or the one after that. Anyway, people, please do remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week for the review of the 2 finals and then a preview of the glorious final of the Super Rugby. Bye.